Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me back here today. Thanks for clicking on my video. Today, I just really like to do a little PSA about rainbows and unicorn farts. It's really good to know that these are important things to our society. Rainbows just make you feel good, and you know, unicorns fart. That's the way it is. What's going on, guys? Thanks for clicking on my video today. So I've been doing videos welding crap together and calling it stacks and stuff like that, but I figured I do a little video here on this little home jobber welder that I got here. It's just a Lincoln, Lincoln WELD PAK HD, if you want to look it up. I purchased this thing about 6 years ago. I think I paid right in the neighborhood of I think it was on sale, and that's why I bought it, because I didn't want to pay what I paid for it. And I want to say it was like $265, and normal price was $325. What came with it, you got this super junky little face shield that had a handle inside of it. You had to hold in front of your face, and then try and weld. One 2-pound spool of wire, the machine itself, your ground lead, gun. Because this is a flux core welder, it comes with this. They're called nozzles. This is just a tip. I think you get one actual tip that's in the gun, and then one replacement came with it. Then you get like a slag hammer, wire brush combination piece of junk. I bought this from the Homeless Despot, or the Home Depot, however you prefer to say it. Like I said, rated price $325. I paid $265 for it. It's on sale. I've probably, I want to say, I don't have a ton of time on this machine. Maybe, I've probably put, we'll say probably 5 2-pound spools of wire through this machine. So we covered the price tag and what it comes with. This is really all you get to play with here. These wheels are the wheels for the wire are reversible. There is a serrated tooth side and then just a smooth side. I don't know why there's a smooth side, because from what I do know, the smooth side is only used for gas shielded wire. Machine comes, just like any of them. There's a chart in here, tells you, 035, they want you to use the 035 Lincoln welder. They give you part numbers, all that stuff. The drive roll, 9mm knurled groove, that's the one they want you to use for that wire. They have a suggested settings here. This will do anything from 18 gauge being the lowest, or the thinnest, to 1/8" steel being the thickest. This thing doesn't really weld anything that fantastic other than 1/8" steel. I mean, you can weld thinner stuff like 16 gauge and 14 gauge. 16 gauge you do okay. 14 gauge is better. Obviously the thicker it gets, the easier it is, but the 18 gauge, you blow through it constantly. I do, at least, even running their settings, going lower than their settings. It just doesn't seem like I can ever get it correct. They want, and then this is, like I said, this is the homeowner kind of a thing. This is the bare minimum. If you know absolutely nothing, this machine will get you going. It will get you sticking metal together. As far as settings go, this is what you get. You get a high-low, 1 and a 2, and a 1 through 10. 35 to 88 amps. It's a 120 volt machine. Just your regular old grounding clamp here, nothing special about it. I have drop stuff on it though, and I haven't been nice to this machine necessarily. I haven't really treated it that well, because it is just kind of a junker machine, and it's held up great. It's just a standard old gun. This tip here, or this nozzle, is not what comes on it. I have experience with other machines where, you know, gas shielded machines, you need this kind of a nozzle to kind of hold the gas around your weld, you know. You don't need that with this because it's a flux core. But because I learned with this nozzle makes it like, I kind of use the edge of this as like the angle that I use to drag welds. So that's kind of why I put that back on there. The other reason is you get this that comes with it. You know, this is the nozzle that they send you with the machine. When you have this nozzle on the machine, that's how it sits. That's your tip, your electrode, whatever you want to call it. And then obviously the nozzle. Well, if this, I have a hard time keeping this tip from touching the material that I'm welding for some reason, and it arcs out right there, my weld stops, and it just goes junk on me. So that's another reason why I use the shielding gas nozzle, because I just don't like this setup. It doesn't work well for me. This machine, it recommends, like we read on this, 1/8 inch being the highest or the thickest material that you weld with it. I've been in, you know, kind of like in a pinch, I guess you could say, and I have just beveled the crap out of some 1/4 inch tube and just really gooped some weld in it, and it worked. It never broke. It did what I needed it to do, you know, and then I moved on. So you can go thicker than 1/8 inch with this if you have to. But if you're just kind of the home jobber, like, you know, me, you'll probably never really build anything. You probably never do anything where you need more than an 1/8 inch thick piece of material. I mean, if you go up to 3/16, I wouldn't worry about it. If you're gonna weld 3/16, go for it. You know, just put a little bevel on a chamfer or whatever you want to call it, and yeah, go to town. And it'll hold. It'll hold. It won't be a huge deal. You won't get, you know, fantastic penetration like you would want, I guess, but it'll be such a minute difference you won't even notice. My biggest recommendation when you buy this kit, if you buy this kit, while you're at the store and you buy this machine, buy one of these too. Buy a real welding hood. These are like 25 bucks, okay? Buy a real welding hood. You will thank yourself, because trying to hold, you know, a steady weld and a shield in front of your face, it's near impossible. And it's not any fun, it sucks. Buy a good shield, buy a good hood, buy extra plastics and extra lenses for it too. My next recommendation is, as good a machine as this is, and as much as I've used it and as long as I've had it, don't buy it. Go, if you want to buy a Lincoln, fine, buy a Lincoln, buy a Miller, buy a whatever you want, whatever brand you want to buy. They're all, you know, they're all going to be decent. They're all going to do what they're supposed to do. Some are higher quality than others. They're going to last longer. They're going to do better. They're going to be easier to use, whatever it may be. I would not buy this. Now, the reason being is this is so limiting. And there's just no reason to do that to yourself. For $325, there's no reason to limit yourself this much. Spend another 100 bucks, 125 bucks, you know, you might spend an extra 200 bucks, depending. But then you get a machine that you can use your flux core wire on for just little tooling around the house stuff. But let's say, you know, you get a wild hair and you want to build a bumper for your pickup or something. Or you need to repair a trailer or something like that. You go one step up from this and you can weld. I think the machine that I looked at, it's the Lincoln WELD PAK 140. It's one step above this. It is gas shield capable, and it will weld, and they say that it will weld up to a 5/16 plate, which we know that they're gonna limit it. You can do more than a 5/16 plate. If you can do a 5/16 plate, you can do 3/8 plate pretty easily with it, and it will work. So that's why I wouldn't buy this machine. Because, and I've done it to myself. You're gonna tell yourself, I don't need to spend that extra money because I'm never gonna need that until you need it. And then you're gonna be angry that you didn't spend that extra money. And yeah, it sucks to have a $500 machine sitting in your garage that you use once or twice a year. That's kind of hard to do. But honestly, if you use it that little, pay a shop to build whatever you need. You know, don't even waste your money. But if you're the type of person that uses it once a month, go one step up. Don't buy this thing. Not that it's a bad machine, not that it hasn't served me well, not that it's not, you know, not that it doesn't do what they advertise that it's going to do. It does, and it does it great. It's a great machine, especially once you learn how to set it up and get it, you know, really dialed in. It's excellent, but it's just too limiting. And I'm not going to say that I regret buying this machine, but I do wish that I had a little more money when I purchased this machine and was able to buy the bigger machine. Just because there's things that I would like to be able to do that I can't with this. You know, I got a buddy, he's got ridiculous amounts of welding stuff and he's really good at it, whatever. And he'll help me out whenever I need, but it's, you know, it's kind of a hassle. And not only that, when you have somebody help, it just doesn't come out the way that you expected it to, because you didn't do it 100% on your own. Kind of my look at it, but yeah, that's my thing. I mean, if you're like an artist, I guess that would be the only way I would say, yeah, absolutely buy this. You know, if you're just welding together like super thin, you know, 16 or 18 gauge, and that's all you ever use ever. You know, maybe you're just building like a lattice thing for entryways or stuff like that, just super thin, you know, kind of artistic stuff, nothing structural ever. Perfect. If you ever have a need to build something structural, go at least one step higher than this, the Lincoln WELD PAK 140 or equivalent. You know, at Harbor Freight, they have some machines in there that I've been looking at, kind of considering, because comparison, you know, for comparison's sake, there's no reason for me not to buy Harbor Freight stuff. So, you know, that's kind of how I feel about this machine. It's a great machine. It does what it says it's going to do. It does what they tell you it will do, and it does it good. But it's too limiting for me. So yeah, you know, if you're looking at this machine, 100% go one step higher. Just save yourself the time and the money right now, you know, because you're going to spend $325 on this thing, or you're going to spend $500 on one step up, and the one step up is going to be multitudes better as far as what it's capable of. So that's where I'd go with it. And again, this is the Lincoln WELD PAK HD. The smallest, I believe this is the smallest machine. This is the smallest MIG machine that Lincoln built. So, but yeah, that's how I feel about it. So, you know, that's kind of my review on the machine. I've had it for 6 years, it's been great, but go one step bigger. I can't emphasize that enough. Go one step higher than this. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it was helpful. If it was, give me a big thumbs up. If you're here for the first time, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you all in the next one.